All right, so if you need help with the gizmo, you really shouldn't because this is easy. And if you know anything about ecology, you really don't even need to use the gizmo. Like number one, so we had some organisms. We had grass. What we had grass, rabbits, snakes, and hawks. Which organism is a producer? And remember, another word for producer is autotroph. So these are things that can make their own food within their own cells. Well, obviously the hawks can't do that. They got to eat. Snakes have to eat. Robin or rabbits have to eat. The only thing that doesn't have to eat is the grass. The grass, that's the autotroph or producer. And where do autotrophs or producers, the vast majority of them get their energy? Plants, algae, they get it from the sun. They get it from the sun. So they use the energy from the sun to convert carbon dioxide and water into their food. Which is usually a sugar glucose. Consumers must eat other organisms for energy. Which organisms are consumers? So it's everything except the grass. So it's the hawks, the snakes, and the rabbits. Those are all consumers or heterotrophs. So the hawks, snakes, and rabbits. So those are the consumers. Those are the heterotrophs. Those are things that need to eat. If you don't feed a hawk, a snake, or a rabbit food, it's going to die. But you don't have to feed grass because they make their own food. What are the current populations for each of these organisms? Uh, I don't know. I'm not doing it. So I can see there's 34 hawks, 230 snakes, 2,070 rabbits. All right, let's just see if I can get a guesstimate. All right, so I think there's more than this hawks. We'll put it anyways. 34 snakes. There's 230. I think there's more. But anyways, rabbits. There's 2,070, and there's gonna be a heck lot more grass. But you need to know, hey, as you move up the food chain, there's going to be fewer and fewer organisms. Because obviously, if you walk around Tulare Western, how hard is it to find grass? Not very hard. But how hard is it to find a rabbit that's eating the grass? It's pretty tough. Or how about to find a snake, other than my snake that always gets loose all the time, but just like a wild snake that's eating the rabbits? Very rare. And then hawks that are eating the snakes. I mean, they're flying around, so they're easier to see, but you can see as you move up the food chain, the number of organisms go way, way down. So grass, I'm going to say it's like 16,000. I don't know. 16,000 blades of grass can support 2,000 rabbits. 2,000 rabbits can support roughly 200 snakes. And 200 snakes can support roughly 34 hawks. Because obviously, if there's only one snake and one hawk, okay, once the hawk eats that one snake, all right, what's he going to eat for the next month? So you need a lot of snakes to feed each hawk. You need a lot of rabbits to feed each snake, and you need a lot of grass to feed each rabbit. So as you move up the food chain, the number of organisms goes down. Okay, so select the bar chart, click play. What do you notice about each population as time goes by? They stay in equilibrium. Basically, the numbers of each organism, they're going to stay relatively, they're going to move up and down just a little bit, but they're going to stay pretty consistent. Notice the populations decrease as you go from the bottom of the food chain to the top. Why do you think this is so? Well, this is what you need to know. It's called the 10% law. Percent, oh, not dollar. 10%, where's percent? Oh, there it is. 10% law, which means every step you move up in a food chain, only about, let's make a new thing, only about 10% of the energy is passed to the new trophic level. And you haven't learned trophic levels yet. Any any step in a food chain is a trophic level. So like the bottom the bottom of a food chain is the producers, like the plants. That's a trophic level. The next one is the things that eat the plants. That's a trophic level. Those are herbivores, remember. And then the next trophic level is going to be you're eating the organisms that eat the plants. And those are going to be like omnivores or carnivores. So every time you move up a trophic level in the food chain, only about 10% of the energy is passed. So you're losing a lot of energy, and that's mainly due to heat. You know, all these little rabbits right here, as they're eating the grass, they're not just going to sleep, they're running around, they're being rabbits. So they're burning off that energy that they got from the grass. So when a snake eventually eats the rabbit, they're not going to get all the original energy that was in the grass, because the rabbits ate the grass, but they burned that energy off as they're running around being a rabbit. So the snakes, they're not going to get 100% of the energy from the grass. They're only going to get about 1%, because every time you go up, so if there's 100% in the grass, the rabbits are only going to get about 10, because if you don't believe it, they have to use their energy too. They got to grow, they got to move substances around. Oh, let's remind me again in 4 hours. Boink. So the rabbits are only getting about 10% of the energy from the grass, and then the snakes are only going to get about 10% of the energy from the rabbits, because you burn a lot of that energy off, when you're doing your everyday things. All right, so let's see. How do you think predator and prey populations affect one another? All right, so they go hand in hand. When the prey population goes up, the predator population will go up. So if the prey population goes up, the predators are like, wow, look at all the prey, look at all the food we have to eat. So their population is also going to go up, because nobody's going to be starving, because there's all kinds of prey to eat. But when the predator population goes up, that's going to cause the prey population to go down, because now there's all these predators that are preying on the prey population, so they're going to go down. And now, since there's fewer prey, it's going to cause the predator population to also go down. So they follow each other. When the prey population goes up, the predator population is also going to go up. But since there's now a lot of predators, now the prey population is going to go down. And now, since there's not as many prey for the predators to eat, that's going to cause the predator population to also go down. So they always follow each other. If the prey goes up, the predator population is going to go up. All right, so this is just prediction. I'm gonna do both of them, prediction and result, because I know what's gonna happen. If you double the rabbit population, there's gonna be a bunch of rabbits. They're gonna be eating a lot of grass. So the grass population is gonna go down, because there's gonna be a lot of rabbits eating all the grass. But for snakes, it's different. Now there's a bunch of rabbits. There's twice as many rabbits. What's that gonna do to the snakes? Well, the snakes are like, look at all these rabbits for us to eat. It's really nice. So it's going to make the snake population go up, because they have a lot of rabbits to eat. And since in our food chain, hawks eat snakes, if the snake population goes up, that's also going to cause the hawk population to go up, because they have a lot of snakes to eat. Now this other one's the opposite. We're gonna cut the rabbit population in half. So now there's half as many rabbits. So now there's not that many rabbits eating the grass. So the grass population will go up, because there's fewer rabbits eating the grass. But now there's only half as many rabbits. So the snakes are like, whoa, where'd all these rabbits go that we used to eat? So since there's not as many rabbits to eat, the snake population is going to go down, because there's not as much prey. If the snake population goes down, that's going to be less food for the hawks. So the hawk population is also going to go down. All right, how did doubling the rabbit population affect the grass, snakes, and hawks at first? So if you double the rabbits, So the grass population will go down. Snakes and hawks will both go up. Grass is going to go down because there's going to be a bunch of rabbits eating the grass. So there's going to be not going to be as much grass. Snakes and hawks are both go up because they're going to have the snakes are going to have more rabbits to eat, and then since the snake population goes up, the hawks will have more snakes to eat. And the other one, how did the rabbit population, if you cut it in half, how did it affect? So now, if there's fewer rabbits, grass population will go up. Snake and hawk populations will go down. All right, so if there's half as many rabbits, the grass population is going to go up because there's not as many rabbits eating the grass. Snake and hawk populations are going to go down because now there's not as many rabbits to feed the snakes. And if there's not as many snakes, it's going to be fewer snakes to feed the hawks. Doubling the snake population. What's my prediction? Grass. All right. So if you double the snake population, snakes eat rabbits. And if there's more snakes, there's going to be fewer rabbits. So if there's fewer rabbits, the grass population is going to go up. Rabbit population, on the other hand, is going to go down because there's more snakes. But if there's a bunch of snakes, since hawks feed on snakes, the hawk population is going to go up because there's a bunch of snakes for the hawks to feed on. Now, if you cut the snake population in half, all right, so now there's fewer snakes, so that means there's going to be more rabbits. If there's more rabbits, there's going to be down. There's going to be less grass because there's more rabbits. So fewer snakes is going to cause the rabbit population to go up. And if there's fewer snakes, since hawks feed on snakes, their population is going to go down because there's not as many. Doubling the hawk population. Well, let's start with the snakes because that's the most direct. All right, if you have a bunch of hawks, since hawks feed on snakes, the snake population will go down. And so if the snake population goes down, there's going to be fewer snakes to eat the rabbits. So the rabbit population is going to go up. And if there's now more rabbits that feed on grass, the grass population will go down. All right. Now, if we cut the hawk population in half, now there's fewer hawks. So now there's fewer hawks to eat the snakes. Snake population will go up. If there's more snakes now eating rabbits, the rabbit population will go down. And now, if the rabbit population goes down, there's going to be less rabbits to eat the grass. The grass population will go up. This is all kind of common sense. How did increasing the snake affect the grass? All right, so that's when we doubled the snake. So if you doubled, snakes, right? Oh wait, this is backwards. Doubling the hot population. All right, I think I got it right. I might be wrong, but here we go. Who cares? How did increasing the snake population affect the grass? All right, so if you increase snakes, it's going to decrease rabbits. So it caused the grass population to go up. Why? Because more snakes means fewer rabbits to eat grass. All right, so if you increase the snakes, it's going to decrease the rabbits, and that will increase the amount of grass because there's fewer rabbits to eat the grass. How did increasing hawks affect rabbits? All right, so if you increase hawks, that's going to decrease snakes because hawks eat snakes. And if you decrease the amount of snakes, that's going to increase the amount of rabbits because the snakes eat the rabbits. All right, so how did increasing the hawks affect the rabbits? Increasing hawks is going to decrease snakes. Okay, it increased the amount of rabbits because more hawks means fewer snakes to eat the rabbits. All right, so if you increase the hawks, that means you're going to decrease the snakes. And if you decrease the snakes, now it's going to increase the rabbits because there's fewer snakes to eat the rabbits. Draw conclusions. I'm not going to draw a picture here. I'm just going to give my opinion. In general, what effect did removing prey have on predators? When you remove prey, if prey goes down, ah, predators also go down. All right, so if you get rid of the prey, if you get rid of the food, that's going to mean fewer predators because they're going to die of starvation because they don't have enough food to eat. What effect did removing predators have on prey? Well, obviously, if you take away the predators, the prey population is going to go up. So, removing predators caused the prey population to go up. Extend your thinking. Nah, not going to do that. Observe, kill off most of the hawks using the minus button, click play. Observe what happened after 12 months. Well, if you take away the top level predator, that's always the best. It's like if you had a 4-story house and I said, "Hey, you have to get rid of one of your stories in your house. You can't have a 4-story house, you got to make it a 3-story house." Well, which story would you take away? You have to take away the top story. Cut off the top, the fourth floor. Because if you do that, you still have a 3-story house. If you cut out, hey, I want to get rid of my bottom floor. All right, yeah, you just got rid of your bottom floor, but now the whole house falls down. Because you can't have a house without your bottom floor. So if you killed most of the hawks after 12 months, the food web went back to normal. If you just got rid of all the hawks, it kind of went funky for a little while, but eventually, the hawk population got back to normal, and it got back into what they call equilibrium, where the numbers of all the organisms remain kind of the same. 2, analyze. Explain why you need the population of each organism. Explain why you think the population of each organism changed the way it did. I didn't do it, so if you did it, go ahead and keep your answer. But if you didn't, you can cross it out. All right, a major disturbance that the ecosystem was able to recover completely from. And you guys might have something different, but um, loss of most of the hawks. When you lost most of the hawks, it was able to completely recover from it. Even if you only had like 2 hawks left, eventually you got back to normal. A major disturbance that caused the ecosystem to stabilize at a new equilibrium. Well, for me to do this, to get a new equilibrium, all you had to do was give any organism a quote unquote disease. That's the only way I could do it. If I gave like grass a disease, it didn't wipe out the whole ecosystem, but it did level off at a new equilibrium. So it never went back to normal. A major disturbance that caused the ecosystem to completely collapse. Uh, the easiest way to do it would be to get rid of all the grass. If you get rid of the producers, if you wipe out that first level, the first trophic level, the producers. If you get rid of all the grass, obviously all the rabbits are going to die, and if all the rabbits die, all the snakes are going to die, and if all the snakes die, all the hawks are going to die. And then this one was tough. A major disturbance that almost caused a total collapse, but the ecosystem was able to recover from eventually. Your answers are going to vary. I don't know really what to put here. Let's see. Let's go. And I'm just guessing here. I honestly, I'll be honest, I didn't do it. Wipe out most of the rabbits. Did that cause it to do it? I don't know, but that's good enough. All right, so hopefully you guys all got this, and 100% of you guys should turn this in. And I'll talk to you next time.